Welcome back to Awesome Truth Reacts, and we about to talk about Smackdown.
Yes, and we're gonna start with Damian Priest and Elgin Knight, which they have an incredible promo. What do you thought about that part?
Yeah, so LA Knight was like saying how Damian Priest did him wrong with the number one contender match, and I agree with LA Knight because Damian Priest was saying a lot of excuses that didn't really make sense, to be honest. But LA Knight and Damian Priest were gonna have a match, but they were arguing so many times. They said, you know what, bring a ref here, and they start a match.
Since Elgin Knight and Damian Priest was having an argument, they decided to start the match right now. And of course, we have a match, and they had an incredible match. But of course, it didn't last that long because Solo Sikoa had to get involved. What do you thought about that?
Yes, and then after Solo Sikoa got involved, then we had the interference of Jacob Fatu, and they were just destroying everybody in the ring. I thought Drew McIntyre was going to come, but he didn't come out for some reason. But, they interfere in the match, and Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa stand tall.
So on the next segment, we had Tiffany Stratton doing a little promo, talk about Nia Jax, but out of nowhere, Jay Cargo came out to the ring, and I guess she also won challenge Tiffany for the belt. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Jay Cargill was hearing what Tiffany was talking about because Tiffany was talking about everybody, including in the match. And, Jay Cargill said, I was this close, beating you. And Tiffany was like, no, I was this close, beating you. And then Naomi comes and interferes. And Naomi actually had a good point about with Tiffany, when Naomi was a babyface, Tiffany and Nia Jax was ruining her chances for an opportunity. But now Naomi's changed. And then one more person comes involved.
Nia Jax, and of course she want to get involved because she also have a rivalry with Tiffany. So it's real interesting how they're both two different rivalry and many different rivalries, to be honest, because they all hate each other.
Yeah, two like main rivalries, but everybody have storylines all merged together.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting how this thing is gonna set up in the future.
So on our next match, we have Aleister Black versus The Miz. And, they actually had a pretty fun match. And, I like how it finished, like when you thought The Miz was going to do his finisher. And then Aleister Black did like a flip, and he did two black masses on him. Even though Carmelo Hayes was trying to, get involved. But Aleister Black still found the victory. But that's not all.
You're right also. That's not all. Carmelo Hayes was not too happy about how Aleister beat The Miz. Because, right now, Carmelo Hayes is close one with The Miz, but now I feel like it's going to be like a future rivalry right now with Carmelo Hayes and Aleister Black, which they both kind of fast and they both got like a different style, which I cannot wait. That's like a future match waiting for me to happen.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting match. Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes are incredible wrestlers. And if Aleister Black had a fun match with The Miz, imagine with Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully they'll put like it's way too late for Backlash, but hopefully they'll put like a pay-per-view for those two.
So on our next match, we have Aleister Black's wife, Zelina Vega, having a match with Piper Nevins because before in the backstage, they were all complaining Chelsea Green was being very dramatic, And then Nick Adams said, you know what? You're going to have a match, Piper Nevins versus Zelina. And, they actually had a pretty fun and interesting match.
Yeah, and what made it more interesting is that Chelsea Green was also outside. And, of course, I wasn't really surprised that she kind of interfered. But the way it is that when Chelsea Green interfered, she messed it up for Papa Naaman. So... Costing Papa Naaman to lose. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Zelina kind of push, No, Piper Nevins hit Chelsea Green. So, because Zelina Vega got out of the way, and as Zelina Vega found a way to, get a little roll-up pin and, escape for the victory, making, our Women's United States champion very strong. And, this is a very fun run for Zelina Vega. So it's interesting how last week that they put Aleister Black and Zelina Vega back to back, and then they did it back to back again. So that's cute and fun.
So our next segment, we got Randy Orton doing a promo. He's talking about what he's gonna do to John Cena at Backlash, which it was actually pretty good. He even did a little recap of the last time they both met on Raw. What do you thought about that?
Yeah, the last time they met was on SmackDown. The first time they met was the RKO. They met last week when you weren't like watching. I was a reaction video by myself. But yeah, Randy Orton. I think it's very ironic that Randy Orton thinks it's disrespectful that John Cena is talking about his legacy and his family when Randy Orton punt kick like John Cena dad. If y'all remember that, so it's very weird seeing like a good Randy Orton. Like it sounds very hypocritical because he's saying that John Cena is a bad guy, but Randy Orton did way, 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 way worse. If y'all remember bald Randy Orton, he did way worse to poor John Cena. But it's a different story right now. And building up their match in Backlash, and I'm excited because John Cena is gonna be next week.
So on the next segment, we're gonna have Ray Phoenix versus Santo Escobar, and the reason we have this match because Santo Escobar was talking trash about Phoenix losing in WrestleMania.
To El Grande Americano.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I don't think Ray Phoenix like people talking trash about him. What do you thought about that?
Yeah, and then now we have the match between Ray Phoenix and Santo Escobar, and Ray Phoenix is very impressive in this match. He was doing a lot of like speed movements with the ring, and he picked up the win. And now Ray Phoenix can now talk trash about Santo Escobar.
Yeah, definitely incredible match, and of course Ray Phoenix ended up paying for Santo Escobar, which Escobar was not too happy about that.
Now we got Santos in the backstage after getting upset about what happened to him with Ray Phoenix, and he's disappointed that the La Gaza didn't come out to help him and started pressing him. And Andrade comes in again and, telling them Santo Escobar is not good for y'all to the La Gaza. So I don't know what they're trying to, tease.
I know. I feel like Andrade tried to take away the Gaza from Escobar because Andrade actually told Escobar, dude, I will like you. I really do not like you. So I don't know. Something's going to go on with this too. I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
So now for our main event, we have a women's tag team match with Jade Cargill and Tiffy Time versus Nia Jax and Caution Naomi. And they actually had a pretty incredible and fun match. And, it was I'm getting more impressed by Jade Cargill. Her wrestling got way better, because, they have a performance center, not compared to another company. So I feel like she's getting, like, more better wrestling because she wasn't that good, like, when she was with Bianca, in my opinion. But I think she's getting better, and you see how better she's getting because she just defeated Nia Jax. But, Jade Cargill wants more.
Of course, Jade Cargill won more. Where when she won, they tried to give the belt to Tiffany Stratton, but Jade Cargill first had to grab Tiffany Stratton belt and put it on her shoulder. After she put it on her shoulder, Tiffany was not too happy, so she tried to pass it to Tiffany, but Tiffany, I don't know, Jade didn't want to let go for some reason when she passed it to Tiffany.
Jade Cargill was getting comfortable with the championship.
Yeah, so they're teasing us with those two, but I don't think it's going to happen that soon. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think these two are not going to happen because somebody also wants the title as well. And like I said, somebody wants the belt. And look, Naomi Caution holding the belt in front of Jade Cargill. And I feel like this could be like a fatal four-way match between, all these four that were just tag teaming right now. Because all these four people can actually be like women's champion right now. Naomi, with her new character, is making her like straight main eventer. Jade Cargill is getting incredible in the ring, like I said. And Jade Cargill, has an amazing aura. Nia Jax is getting better in the ring. Everybody is deserving for an opportunity.
And you forgetting Nia was a former champion, so she definitely need to get another run. Because she never got her rematch. People be forget she never got an official rematch. So it's gonna be incredible. So that's a good reason for having a four-way.
Yeah, she need a rematch. Even though rematch claws are dead, but they still need to end that feud. And it's cool to see Naomi end the show on SmackDown.
Yeah, definitely. And being a while since I seen Naomi with a belt like that, so that's cool. Of course. So if you like what we doing, like always, you could always follow us at
Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe on our YouTube page.
and you if you watch us to the end. I would just want to say thank you and peace.